Good morning, everyone. It's B from Kongzarus and Mrs. Kongzarus. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks to everybody for being here this morning with us. Sorry for the short delay, but we had to set up in a new location. I finally dragged in Mrs. Kongzarus's fancy pantsy secret lab chair. What are you sitting in right now?
I am sitting in the Diva chair, which is awesome because I also have like a lumbar support.
I know these are pretty awesome. So I have a secret lab dark night chair, as well as her getting this one, as I bought this for her for a Mother's Day gift, and they're pretty awesome. So I never really did any content on them, but I thought it would be fun to do a his and hers stream in my man cave room just to have everything set up. So here we are today, this morning, and today's topic is talking about too much stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on. So Mrs. Kongzarus is going to get the lay of the land of all the projects that I have on my mind and things that I want to do. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But it is a chill and chat. So I want to say hello to the chat room and say hello. Who's here in the chat today, Mrs. Kongzarus?
Hello, Hello, Kumarav.
Yes, we also have Hollywood Polo. Hollywood Polo has a good question. For me, he says,
Okay.
B, what's my favorite sailor soldier? And I always had an inkling for Sailor Jupiter. That was,
Do you like the tall girls?
yeah, I always thought she was the prettiest, but that's the only reason why. Although, like, attitude-wise, I like Sailor Mars. Who is your favorite?
I think I always like lean towards Sailor Chibi Moon because she kind of has this like mysterious past and like unknown future, and I like that.
Chibi Moon. All right. So what's up, Polo? Rainwater Games is in the house. He says, so we can make up the translation too. I think she's saying, I love rainwater on my head. Cloudy days make me want to play arcades and eat candy canes. So Jeff's talking about the intro song, which is a fantastic song. If you don't know, it is Shawla's theme from Chrono Trigger that was remixed by one of my favorite artists on YouTube, Vector U. He does video game remixes, and he had a guest vocal from somebody named Mayan who did a cover of somebody else that sang the song in this made-up language, which sounds natural. I think it's really cool and interesting to hear how languages are made up. I think I was watching something about Game of Thrones and was watching the guy who made up the Dothraki language, and like how you can just make up a language that's sounds almost real and teach it to people to say.
Oh, it's really creepy. The other day,
Yeah.
I was going through my Duolingo app because I was talking to some colleagues, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Duolingo's so awesome." I didn't realize Klingon is on Duolingo.
Klingon is a actual thing.
Yeah.
Klingon. Who knows how to speak Klingon? But Ogumara says those eyebrows are clean like a mother.
Thank you.
Good morning, Polo. Good morning, Mango Slice. Klingon. There it is. Wow, that's amazing. That Klingon is a language on an app. What is Duolingo? That just translates stuff?
Duolingo is like if you wanted to learn a language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you can learn how to speak Klingon. So I don't know if you can learn how to speak Dothraki, but I'm pretty sure you could. Mango Slice is here. Jolly Bee is here. Where did I miss it? Oh, I kind of skipped around. I thought I saw Jolly Bee. Yeah. All right. We're jumping all around because we're already behind. She's bringing, yeah, Sonic Fun. Mike is here. Good morning. Good morning. Jolly Bee was here earlier. Tony C is here. And there it is. Dylan J. Thank you guys all so much. So we're going to jump into our main topic, but I'm curious if in the chat, if any Klingon is a legit language for sure. I don't doubt it for all the Trekkies out there. Even though I am a somewhat of a Trek fan, I'm not that much of a Trek fan. I've never been to a convention, never did anything. But I wonder how hard it would be to learn like a true quote unquote language that's a sci-fi language. That would be good. Is that something that you've ever considered, learning a new language, whether it's
Maybe. Someone had told me that Greek and Latin were actually really easy to learn, so I might add that to my list of things to do. And it's on Duolingo.
Michael Dorn helped flesh out the Klingon language. I don't don't doubt that. Yes, good old Worf right there. Okay, so we're gonna talk about projects. I have a lot. I took pictures of all the projects that I have in my head and things that I want to do. And so I want to use this chat time to just share a little bit of behind the scenes of what Kongs or Russ and me, all the projects I've collected over the last year and a half that I've not gotten to. And I have a little exercise that's hopefully going to help me prioritize what should be on my to-do list. So sometimes I get overwhelmed by looking at all the stuff that I have to do that I do nothing, that I just want to sit and play the actual games that I've actually worked so hard and built on. So we're going to talk about that today, but put in the chat if you've ever bitten off more than you can chew, which was the title of the show. And Mrs. Kong's is biting to something that looks fantastically delicious. What are you eating right now?
Macadamia nut pancakes.
Yeah, so this is from one of our favorite restaurants, Aloha Food Factory, and they make the best macadamia nut pancake. It's not the pancake itself. The pancake is fluffy and nice, but it's all about this crack tasting, amazing whipped macadamia nut. I don't know what to call it. Cream with macadamia.
It's like a white sauce. It's
yeah.
A vanilla cream sauce with macadamia nuts on top.
Yeah, it's super, super awesome. Rainwater Games is asking, do any of us speak other languages? You do speak some other languages. What do you speak?
I speak Cantonese and French.
Cantonese and French. Do you really count that yourself you can speak French? Say something.
I speak at least like high school level French.
High school level French, yeah. I know. I took high school Spanish and college Japanese, but I can't say that I know any of those.
I conversed with your uncle from France.
That's true. And my background is Cambodian, so I do speak a little Khmer, not as well as I'd like to, but yeah, the main language in our household is still English at this point. All right, World War III use Klingon talkers instead of Navajo wind talkers. Oh, World War III will use. That could be a big thing. You're still building your Pauper build instead of playing tables. That's true. I mean, Pauper takes a long time to set up however you want to. You guys always have takeout. Do you cook? That we do, but in the morning, right, when we are getting ready for breakfast, it's hard to set up for these streams and make breakfast. So oftentimes we will do our support small business Saturdays and Sundays and find a local business to share. And that's the reason why we do a lot of takeout.
Yeah, we cook. Well,
We
we
cook a
cook
lot
during the week.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
during the week we're always home cooking. And then Saturdays and Sundays are where we do our support small businesses. Saturdays and Sundays. Goodness, those beers are catching up to me.
Rainwater Game says, my wife, who is guaranteed not watching this, always bites off more than she can chew. She finishes about 5% of the projects she starts. So yeah, that's a good point that we also have to deal with our significant others doing stuff. So as much as Mrs. Kongzaros has to deal with all my crap lying around the house, Mrs. Kongzaros, is there any projects or things that you've wanted to do or started that you haven't finished yet?
Please, I finished them all.
Everything?
Yeah.
Did you do your chores today?
No. Because like we just woke up. I'm not gonna vacuum the house while everyone's still sleeping.
That's true. But like, there's no other like big projects that you've been like wanting to do that you haven't gotten to yet?
I guess there was the little one's scrapbook. I haven't been able to like find time to do it. Partly because like you don't want to be scrapping when there's a little kid running around, and now we have kittens. That's like you can't even find a place to scrapbook quietly.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's true.
I mean, like all my projects aren't like yours. They don't take like forever to do. I made all those masks for the kids. So we made cloth masks in the beginning of the pandemic,
That's
and in the middle of the pandemic.
You're sewing all the masks for everybody
yeah.
too.
And then the hydroponic planter only took like all of 2 weeks to finish.
Yeah, you tried to have a green thumb.
And then we did all like the lawn stuff for like the front area and planting stuff. So
closer. Okay.
Oh, I need to move closer.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. Hello. Our rain guard, but she fixed the AC and other stuff around the house, Jeff. She does a lot of stuff around the house, actually. So from house things to watering the plants, our little outside area. She's definitely the homebody person. She eventually gave up on your Arcade1Up Marvel vs. Capcom and sold it on Facebook Marketplace. Learned a lot with the mod project, though. Yeah, dude, you have a dang Gundam army behind you that is a sick toy collection. I would say thank you, except none of these behind me are Gundam. They're all Macross. And so, yeah, there's not a single Gundam toy that I own. These are all part of a series called Macross, which has a bunch of awesome transforming robots. Anyways, yeah, that's it. But thanks for the sick collection. You aren't seeing the Unicron either. Yeah, I do have a picture of the Unicron. You literally just asked your wife, did you do your chores today? She didn't smack you. She's a unicorn. She calls them chores.
Yeah, I call them chores.
She loves doing them. She like actually enjoys doing what she calls chores and even gets antsy when she doesn't get to do her chores. So what were your chores yesterday?
Cleaning the kitten's bathroom. So basically dumping out the litter, scrubbing the floors clean, sweeping, vacuuming the kitty condo, and then cleaning the bathrooms.
And she loves it. Like she cleans to de-stress. So I at one point tried to buy her things to even help her with her quote unquote chores. For the longest time, she used to love to sweep and mop downstairs where we have not hardwood floor, tiles, right? And I would say, let me buy you a Roomba. Let me buy you something that's going to help you with her chores. And her main complaint was always, you're going to take away my fun, or you're going to take away this thing from me. And I'm like, no, it's going to save you time. But then eventually, what did you do?
I got the Roomba, but then I've taken it apart 3 times because it seemed like it wasn't vacuuming efficiently.
Yeah, she enjoys doing chores. But yeah, her main complaint is that she likes doing it. So finally, we got a Roomba downstairs, and we also got a little mopper too. Yes, what an odd world. Absolutely. So she is a unicorn. Are we high school sweethearts? We're not high school sweethearts, but we're college sweethearts. So we met in college, and the rest is history. Alan says, my question is, are you ever going to build a Macross flight simulator?
Does that one count?
Yeah, the cab is the closest thing I have to Macross Flight Simulator because it has 2 dual sticks and it's in an arcade format. But a sit-down cockpit simulator, oh, I didn't take a picture of my cockpit. All right, never mind. I have an additional project that's not on my list that I have to share with everybody. But yeah, maybe that's potentially. You're still trying to process the whole loves doing chores thing. I don't know. She is absolutely a unicorn. So, and she loves hanging out and doing these streams with me. So I don't know if she actually loves it. She just enjoys being up early. No, Not at all. That's getting your eyebrows did for the peoples. Yeah. She's an absolute unicorn. But all right, let's move on to the main topic where I'm going to share my screen and show you the laundry list of projects that I have. And as I go through these projects one by one, I'd love for you guys in the chat to say, if this is something that is what you would want to see as a high priority, a low priority, or sell. So those are like my three types of categories. So like high, I should do this. Low, like I should eventually do this in the next, I'd say high priority, maybe next 3 months. Low priority, like 3 months later, just like afterwards, or just not even worth my time and sell. So high, low, sell. Those are the things that I want you to see in the chat. And then I'm later on, I'm going to go through another exercise for each one of these projects and see if I can really prioritize out of those ones that are highs to do first. So that's the goal: high, low, sell. So I'm gonna show Rainwater Games is already like high for everything. So C Martha Sustainer says blasphemy. That's right, Gundam is blasphemous. The only Gundam thing I have in my house is a sticker that's hidden behind this little monitor there that Derek D helped me put together. Morning 8-bit vinyl. Hello. You're married for the looks. Ricky M is here. Hello, Ricky. How's it going? Alan says, shakes my head. No. You mean a real cockpit, my man. We've talked about this on a Macross World Con a few years ago. There's somebody that is the closest to building the flight simulator. I think it was Joe Lanza that built one and brought it to the con. And that was pretty darn amazing. And I've always wanted to see if I can replicate and do something like that. And but I'd have to get with him because that was pretty cool having a full flight sim. But he's really into flight sims and all that stuff. You need the right gear for all of that. Maybe. But we'll see. All right. Jason says, kill all the projects and build a sit-down racing camp in the Legends Core Max. Jason, here plugging the Legends Core Max, which is the bigger puck that you can purchase during National Owners Day Autumn. I definitely probably will be picking one of those up to see what it can do. It's actually, if for those that don't know, the Legends Core Max is the guts of the Legends Pinball, but now in a portable form, so you can do more stuff with it. So that's pretty cool. You prefer Robotech to Macross. That's true. That's I got into Robotech or Macross because of Robotech. They're both whack. Transformers for life. You haven't seen my Transformers collection.
Gosh.
Oh my goodness, that's gonna be out there. The Outrun Racecades makes that a high for you. Oh, I do have the Racecade on the list. That's where our conversation started when we both took turns playing a simulator. That's right. Jason Turney says the community wants an out-of-the-box multi-cade racer solution from AtGames. Yes, all right, that's true. Adam Calbus here. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna jump into my list of stuff, starting with a project that I got a year ago. A year ago this week, I went to a place and bought this, and it's been sitting in my garage for the last year in this sort of state. So project number one, Virtual On. I have started a garage cage, and this Virtual On is half working. The blue side on the left side is working. It works fantastic. It works great. And then the pink side, however, is in a broken state. So this side of the pink side is right now, it turns on, but then the screen is just gray. So the PCB has an issue. I don't know if it's a monitor issue. I think it's a PCB issue. So I can probably start looking at the actual board itself and see if there's any small things I can repair, or there's somebody that I actually contacted. I Repair Sega. He's a guy that fixes specifically Sega model arcade games, and I can get that working with him. But I have to send it to him, then also reinstall it and work on this. So this is project number one. So is this a high, low, or sell?
Sell.
Hollywood Polo says sell. All right, this is awesome. All right, so I'm looking in the chat. Is this a high, low, or sell? I mean, in terms of priority list. So high, again, is in the next 3 months, you want to see this working. A low or a sell. I kind of have an idea of what I want it to be, but I'm kind of curious. It's all about a year. Ditch it. That thing is a monster. So maybe sell, dude. Make Mrs. Kong's sell. Oh my god, all these people are saying sell. I thought these people would be like, I didn't think people would pay sell. There's some highs, sell at this point, some lows, some sells. Oh man. Okay, so maybe high if you plan on using it and bringing it to convention. So this is a really big thing to really push around. Oh man, these people don't know. They don't know how hard it was to find this machine, but this is a sell because it has a lot of work.
How hard it was to find a broken machine.
Yeah, this Virtual One doesn't go on sale that much. In fact, I was kind of jealous because one of my good convention friend, Scott Zillner, hosted a convention recently, and I told him, hey, there's a virtual on sale last month, and I told him about it, and he won his for $1,200, and it's working on both sides. I was like, oh, he got a better one. I only paid $700 for both of these, and so she's giving me the eye roll, but people are like, it's a sell to me. It's a sell to you. Keep it. Sell. The screen messed up is discouraging, but the left side works. The blue side 100% works. And so from a one player standpoint, it's working. I can still play it. I just can't play the dual screen for it. So all right, some people, the pink side on the right is virtual off. This is true. All right, so I'm going to keep that in mind, and we're going to go back to this a little bit later on. But I hear the chat. The chat says to sell. Man, I was hoping you guys would be backing me as like a high or a low or something to get in this, but they're like, nah, move on from it. People want to see it go, but it's virtual on. It's like my baby. I don't know if I'll sell it, honestly, but I told everybody that. Here's my next big one, Star Wars Racer Arcade. I got this about 4 or 5 months ago, and again, it's sitting in my arcade or my garage-cade, still wrapped into shrink wrap because I've not had time to really dive into there. I really don't have much space in my garage to get behind there, but this is a 100% non-working at all. I've not even tried to power it on to see, but it says that the PCB is broken at this moment and it doesn't boot up. So I do have to, with this board, send it to iRepair Sega to see if I can fix it. It is the full-on version that has the racing seat in it, but I got this for $400, like as an amazing project to work on at some point, because it looks freaking awesome. And it was a pod racer, and I was bidding, and I was like, oh, it's only $300 right now. All right, I'll bid 400 to see if I can just steal it. And I won it at $400. I mean, come on, that's an awesome display piece. Even if I never fixed it, you can sit in it and just be like, it's working.
No, one side of it's broken.
Oh, that's true. The brake handle is broken here, but let's see what people are saying. All right, so is this a high, low, and sell?
Sell.
High, low, or sell for the Star Wars Racer? All right, Slow Ninja says high. You would sell that. Cool, but not really a high demand cab. Star Wars Racer is a high priority, amazing game. Get that bitch working. We got high as a kite. Imagine that next to the Star Wars pinball. Oh, I don't know if this would ever go upstairs. It can't. Yeah, there's no way. So this would stay in the garage for sure. This is awesome. It would be worth the effort to get it running. The missus doesn't think it's a win. I don't think she's gonna think any of these projects are a win. So you can see her reaction. There's a lot more she probably has never seen before that I'm gonna reveal. So I'm curious to see her reaction to all this. But Sonic Fun says low. Wow, great price, but not worth it if it's a broker. Sell. Hollywood Polo wants me to sell everything. He probably wants me to sell it to him. Mike says hi. Majin says, you don't need brakes. Brakes are for sissies. Hi, you can profit from it later. Too much work. Sell. Time with your family is worth more. Maybe I can bring them into the projects and help me out. You'd love to get in there and start like working on other things, right? Too learning electronics. Hopefully I can get my 9-year-old son into it. So episode 1 was an abomination. You're not wrong, but the pod racing was probably the funnest part about it. Mrs. Kong likes all the sell options. I think if it was up to her, she would do sell for all of them. But like truly, honestly, what would you think? It would for all of these, for both of these, is it a high, low, or sell?
Sell.
Sell. Obviously,
it shouldn't have been a buy in the first place.
Yes, buy. We're gonna buy all of them. I can't. Well, if I sell these, I'll just have more space to buy more stuff. So it's either these or other things.
Or we park the car that used to be in there.
Oh no, the car is parked permanently outside now. I like my workbench space. Racing is an amazing display piece. That's what I'm talking about. $400 for this amazing machine.
But nobody sees it.
I know it will once I work on my actual garage-cade. All right, Star Wars Racer IP is solid given the value retention is given. All right, so I think the chat is saying keep between high and low. Okay, so we'll get back to that. Cool. So that's Star Wars Racer Project. All right, here's my next one that I've not revealed on the channel yet at all. This is a full-size 43-inch virtual pinball build that I am working on with another collaborator. And so there's a little bit of history to this actual virtual pinball machine that I want to talk about. So if you look at the side art, it says HyperPin on it. So the actual creator of Hyperspin Bill, right? So his name is Bill. I forget, he used to go by a couple of different handles, but he was the guy that actually programmed and developed Hyperspin, and he lived in the Southern California area, I think Bakersfield. And as part of a side project in 2015, he started building one of these first truly replicated stern builds and making a virtual pinball. And it's, I'd say, like 85% complete. It has a 43-inch playfield. It has lights on the inside. Everything is custom, and has a monitor. It has a digital DMD, like dot matrix display. It's amazing, and I've been asked to help finish the project because Bill is no longer available to help with this. So this is, I've been into virtual pinball a lot. This probably needs another, 10 to 20 hours plus of some love to get the hardware working. And then there's a software configuration. There's already a PC inside. But yeah, this is Bill's. And, there's some history to it because the creator of Hyperspin, I'm taking care of his baby. So here's the VPin build from HyperPin. Okuma Rev says, sell to me, keep 1001%. The pinball is a must. Build, keep. The one you have already looks awesome, man. Oh man, that's a high. Kongzera says, hi, sell to Akuma. Hi, I'm going with low on this pinball machine. Definitely keep it, but for sure. But since you have other nice virtual pinballs and real machine, it gets lower priority. 85% complete. Might as well just finish it and get it off the list. I say 85% complete from the hardware standpoint. Like, all the hard installation is done, but the wiring back into the, and I wish I would have flipped this open so you can see the guts of it, because it's amazing inside. It has all contactors set up. There's bells, there's chimes, there's a shaker motor. There's a lot of good stuff. There's flashers, and it's using a Zeb's board. So there's a lot of work to this. But that's this project. What did you think about the virtual pinball when I brought it home for the first time? Sell. Well, I can't even sell it because it's not mine. I'm actually, so the deal was, the person I'm helping out, his name is Lewis. He has two exact same versions. They were making two of them, one for Bill, one for Lewis, side by side. So Lewis was helping with the actual construction of it. And so the deal was, since Lewis couldn't help with the final installation part, if I finish and do this portion of it, I would get the other one. So I could keep it, and as long as I make one of these for him as a finished product. So that's the work and the trade-off for it. So I think he's mentioned there's over $5,000 worth of parts alone put into this build already. And so it was just a nice little fun project. 20 hours is a lot of work. Low, sell. You can make, yes.
You don't even get to keep it.
What's that? Short project. I do get to keep it. I get to keep the other one that I'm going to make.
The one that's not going to work.
Yeah. Neo Silver, anything virtual pinball will always be a low for me. Not feeling those. The history behind this one is pretty cool, though. Right? I know. Just having Bill's virtual pinball is a pretty cool thing. A little piece of retro arcade history for those that are Hyperspin fans. So wait, all this is in your garage. It's not offsite in a storage center. OMG, you're with Mrs. Kongzerus. Time to clean like a mother and get that garage back. It's half the garage. Look, there's half the garage. I have my workbench there. You can see behind the picture. And there's one car that's still sitting in there. It's functional. We had a 2-car garage. Now we have a 1-car garage. So yeah, simple answer for everything. Higher priority is what can be fixed the soonest and the cheapest. Once it's up and running, then you can decide to keep it or sell it. So, that's a great point, Alan. So besides the high, low, sell, the other piece that you're talking about is the feasibility, the level of effort, right? What's the level of effort to fix something? So I think right now is, from triaging standpoint, like what's important is the high, low, sell. And then next, I'm going to go over feasibility. So think about, and I know that kind of goes hand in hand, but level of effort is going to be another layer to add onto this that I want to go through in the next exercise. So think about importance to you. What's your value in this project if it were complete? Like, is this a high project? Is it low importance? Or is it just like a get rid of it? So maybe instead of a timing frame, let's change it to like, is this high importance? Like, would be awesome project to finish? Is it low project that's like, it's okay even if it was finished? Or is this like a sell, get rid of it, not even worth it if you finished it? So let's change the frame.
Like when you think about it like that, there's also like very low hanging fruit by high impact projects that you have, like helping glue your daughter's toys back together.
Oh, that can be
all
done
over your desk.
Yeah, some things you can't fix plastic, and those are definitely throwaways, not even sells, because you can't even get some of those.
But high impact.
High impact. That's right. High impact, low feasibility. You pass the line. All right, definitely fix and sell. What's up, Vic? VP easily 5K sale, my guy. Yeah. And again, these wouldn't be sales because otherwise I have to work with my guy. You love the VPin, so VPin is all a high priority. And I have a working VPin already. I have another VPin project behind me, and I have the Star Wars real pinball machine. All right, so let's go into the next project here and keep it moving. All right, so the next project is I have all these Arcade1Up stools, risers, and this mixed Pac-Man that I've just not put together at all because I don't have space yet. I have to make space for other things to do something. So Miss Pac-Man has been something I've wanted to put in my arcade, but is this a high importance, low importance, or sell thing? I'm curious if the chat's gonna say. All these folks are saying sells. All right, Alan Sylvia says taking the Dave Ramsey approach, knock out the low-hanging fruit, easiest, quickest, cheapest projects first. Finishing stuff will motivate you. Do the long, hard stuff last. You're right. You know, there's definitely some low-hanging fruit that we can do. All right. We got some cells. Majin Ian likes stools, or like he's saying Rainwater likes stools. Fix and sell the VPin to Jeff as he has no ALP. Rainwater Game says sell. All right, so I think a lot of people are saying sell. This would be on my potential high sell list. So if there's one thing that might go, this is an easy package. This might go. This was my Walmart purchase that I bought when it was like $150, and I was like, yeah, I got another cap for $150. I can use it for a project, but I actually don't have this design shape, this cabaret whatever style shape that they call it. And I don't have one of these in my collection yet. So that's really why I wanted this shape.
But don't you
cap.
have like a tabletop version of it?
I had the Countercade version. Yeah, the Countercade version of this. But I don't have that shape cab. So, you know.
Isn't the same thing?
VC says donate it. Low sell, leave outside, giveaway donuts. Hi, just bought it for $256 on or $46 from Walmart. Low but keep. I have 4 box Arcade1Ups in your garage, saving them for the right time. Pac-Man Plus is dope. All right, cool. Let's move on to the next one. And those are all those stools back there behind there that I'm also thinking about doing something with eventually. All right, here it is. I don't know if you guys know, but I have a Toyshock VPin it's stock. There's nothing that's been modded with it. It was before I got all my other VPins. I was like, oh, I had somebody that was going to sell theirs for, I think it was 150 or $200, and I was like, oh, maybe I can do the Toyshock mods and you know, before I get all my other big pinball machines. So I have a Toyshock that's not modded, it's stock. What do I do with this Toyshock? I actually don't even know what to do with this.
Thank you, Hollywood Polo and Ricky.
I think Hollywood Polo has put sell for everything. Yep. There's nothing on Hollywood Polo's list here that's saying keep at all. So this is a sell. Vic VP is here saying hard sell. He's doing the hard pass. No, thank you. Toyshock. Is it even worth it finishing? Alan says, ever get any of the old classic tabletop arcades that we used to have in the bowling alleys? Oh, like the cocktail cabinets? I don't have any cocktails right now in my house. That one takes a lot of space, but I don't have any cocktails. Oh, Tony says, hi, fix it and mod it with Pinball Emporium. That's a possibility for sure to put it, to gut it. Rarely even seen posting that thing for sure. Chosen wants it. Sell it to me. A sell. This is a sell, bro. Again, this is only a 24-inch monitor. The design of it is the haunted house. It would, I mean, it's stock right now. It's easy. I can sell it to somebody and it would be working, but I know the stock stuff is not that fantastic. Toyshock is garbage. Get rid of it unless your kids are actually playing it. You gotta, you know, I have a Stern now. I have a Legends pinball mod. I have the Star Wars pinup mod. Yeah, I'm good on pinball tables. You know, Majinian, you make a good point. I do have a lot of pinball tables. More space than simulators. I don't have space for simulators at all. You like the Miss Pac-Man cab, actually. But yeah, I think this one is probably going to be a sell for me. It's just probably not worth my time and effort to do any mods to it because it's already working. So this is probably going to be a go. Now, this one is an interesting project because before I got any pinball machines ever in my house, the very first pinball machine I ever picked up was about a year ago from OfferUp, and it was this guy. So this is a Zizzle Pirates of the Caribbean pinball table that I picked up for $50 on OfferUp, and it is a real pinball machine that is actually really terrible to play. But there have been people that have modded this to actually put in replacement flipper buttons and even add in additional cool toys inside of it. So from a very cheesy, cheap pinball table, this could be somebody's fix. I know that like pinball is really blown up in the last couple of years, especially last year. But I had no reference, and I was like, $50 for a pinball machine. Even if I don't like it, I can gut this and put a TV in it. And then somebody was like, that's not even worth putting a TV in it and getting all the stuff. So Ricky says, this is trash, sell it, because Ricky did try it. I actually took this to Ricky's house and he said it doesn't even work. Polo's a sell. I think I could have guessed Polo's things. He's tried it and it blows. Alan says sell that junk, burn it. Sell it now, sell it now. You will be able to sell that for $55 if you get rid of it before they see the stream. Yeah, that's true. I don't know who's gonna buy it. Someone's selling one of those for like $900. What? But apparently it's rare. Yeah, I've seen people posting Zizzles because it's, the pinball craze has gotten people wanting pinball and they're like, Pirates of the Caribbean. So I think I could put this up for like, triple digits and then see somebody just bargain it down knowing what I got for it. So I might put it up for 200 and see what I can get. No, get rid of that. If it was real Pirates, then it'd be worth keeping because there's this. I believe there was a Marvel versions and there was another version of Pirates. So this is actually quote unquote rare because they don't make up anymore. And I think they retailed around 200 when it first came out. Well, if it has Johnny Depp on it, might want to keep it since he might not be playing Jack Sparrow anymore. Collector's item.
No.
It still look good in the kids' room, right? What Akuma Rev said. All right, so that's the Pirates. This is probably a high sell for me as well at some point, just so I can get rid of these two projects that are nestled firmly in between the Virtual On and the Star Wars Pod Racer at this point. I can totally fit another full-size arcade in there, right? No? And if I could put another full-size arcade in there, what would it be? My very first arcade project that I ever bought was, not that, this. I went to Captain's Auctions Warehouse, I think in June last year, on a whim because I wanted a full-size arcade shooter, and I bought this for $350. A Lethal Enforcers inside, I believe, a Midway style cab because I had no idea what the cab styles were, what original Lethal Enforcers looked like a year ago. I mean, I was an arcade fan, but I wasn't as knowledgeable as I was now in terms of the body shape and if they were using it a different cab. So this definitely, I don't believe was an original Lethal Enforcers cab. It looks like a midway shape that it does work. It turns on. I do believe the monitor and the CRT probably needs a recap. So this would be me having to learn how to discharge a CRT and possibly electrocute and kill myself. But afterwards, it will look beautiful. And I think the right gun, I have a replacement gun for it already because the right gun is broken. But other than that, it turns on. I need to do a cap kit for it. And then I will have a working Lethal Enforcers. And so somebody, Polos finally says not to sell one. He says, hi. Sonic Fun says, yes, this is a high for Rainwater Games. Yes, Lethal Enforcers is a good trade for that Pirates cab. Good thoughts. Polo says to keep it. I mean, that's true. If somebody says sell for everything, and then finally he says one that's a high, interesting. High, higher, highest. Interesting. This is actually personally, it's been in my not even my garage, my side garage, for over a year. Because again, I'm so worried about a real arcade hardware. The missus will be a Lethal Enforcer if you keep taking garage space. This is true. I think Mrs. Kongzero is being able to dress up like Lethal Enforcer's girl on the side. Ah, do you have a pink top like that with some like stonewashed jeans?
No.
No? You have pink tops. I think we can get you into Lethal. Oh, and I can get like a white polo. We can totally recreate that picture right there for Lethal Enforcers. Did you ever play? Did you ever play Lethal Enforcers?
I don't think I have. No.
No. So you don't recognize the franchise? It's like one of the original best light gun games out there. It's really, really good. I think after the full breakdown, I would opt to sell. You can use that cash to reinvest in a better shooter cab with higher quality. High only because you really liked it. I do really like the game itself. Now that I know about cab shapes, though, I've seen other Lethal Enforcers cabs that were probably the true Lethal Enforcers cabs that came out in like a shooter shape of a cab. This absolutely looks like a midway cab that was just converted into a Lethal Enforcer. So if I was gonna keep one, I might sell this one and try to get another shooter cab that actually looks more like a Lethal Enforcer. So that's one of the ones that we'll see. I'll give you $100 for your Toyshock counter house. Yeah, Yeah, you got to pay for shipping, bro. It's a bit. So yes, all right, Jeff, you are overpaying for Toyshock. If you get and find an Aliens versus Predator cabinet, they're going for 3,000. That's good to know. They are very expensive. All right, then sell this. Sell, sell, sell. Kongzera, sell the Toyshock to Jeff and hook him up. Sold. We're not bidding. This is not an auction. This is a prioritization list here that y'all are helping out with. So that's Lethal Enforcers. I see a lot of people saying hi. Get working on this. I think as soon as I get into recapping and learning real arcade hardware, this is going to be a really good project to get back up and running. All right, so here's some low-hanging fruit. This is the back of my Arcade1Ups in my den that I've just not finished closing up and finishing the look of the back of these cabs. So it's just been laying out there. I just need to rewire some stuff, close them up, get them nice and clean. But like sometimes I don't have them turning on all the same way. So I have to like reach behind the Mortal Kombat 2 and I have to add a switch in there. So this is just a look fixed, if you will. It's functional, but it's just something that's clean. Next stream is Kongzera's auction. Priority is fix people what people are willing to buy first and then sell it to them at full price. Yeah, flipping stuff is also something I have a hard time with because the things that I put time into, I have a hard time selling them. Even like my toys and my customs, even my arcade projects, I've not sold a single Arcade1Up yet. So the House of Catz. Oh no, no, no. This is a high priority. Get them claps clean like a mother. So all the folks that are really into brooms, like Ian, this is probably low-hanging fruit, really simple. So, but it's a low priority. Nice Vader statue. Yes, yes. This is a really cool Vader statue out there. All right, so that's good. All right, let's go into the next one. All right, so this is a project that I don't know what I was thinking here, but I asked Bobby Vu. When I was into Countercades and touchscreens. This is a 19-inch touchscreen monitor that's put into a Countercade that I was planning to give to my dad. I was building this to give to my dad for a Father's Day gift, and I was gonna load up touchscreen software and then load up a Donkey Kong artwork into it. But then afterwards, I realized that it's too heavy for him and it's too complicated for him to use with the Raspberry Pi or something into it. So then it ended up just being shelf space. So I have nothing in here besides the touchscreen monitor, and I could do something with it. And thank you, Bobby View. It looks beautiful. The panel shape looks okay. I can do whatever I want with it, but it's just kind of sitting there. This is a touchscreen monitor Countercade, which sounds pretty cool. Mrs. Kongzera will sell it for me. Of course, she'll sell anything for me. Put the backs on the back of the arcade. Put back the backs on the arcade. With iArcade and ALP, you're finding out you don't play your I1Ups even more, even modded. Yeah, it's interesting how user interface is always a big key thing. This is a sell to make room. This is justification for innovation to help you be. You have a problem and we're here to, because we love you, burn that. I probably would give this back to Bobby if I actually didn't want it or anything. So sell it. So yeah, this is probably low priority for me because Countercades, again, take up space, but I'd have to put the arcade software onto here as well. Lethal Enforcers, Pod Racer, Virtual Pin, clean the back of the arcade one and sell the rest. I have more, folks. We're only 40 minutes in. I have like 10 more things to show you. So we're talking a lot about this stuff. Cool idea, but not worth the time to sell. All right. So here's the next one. This was the sister project, which I actually did complete. This is a casino version of a touchscreen that I made. So this is a slot machine, virtual slot machine that was fully working, and I was going to reload it up with additional touchscreen games. And I built this as a gift for your mom, for my mother-in-law. Yeah. And the art decoration was done by yours truly here. Was this a fun project for you to work on? Did you like doing this?
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, yeah, my sister got into it too. We were building it. Unfortunately, my mom prefers like the Facebook ones because she actually gets rewards points to take and use at like Vegas casinos. So this one was just like novelty for her, and then she found herself playing like off her laptop and Chromebook.
Yeah, so this was made with a touchscreen monitor and has the IGT slots, and it's perfectly working. It's really cool. But she still preferred the online Facebook versions of those slot machines. And so when she got it, she was like, this looks great. And it just kind of stood in a corner for a long time. Then I took it back from her so I can finish putting other touchscreen games to make it worth it. But yeah, it never really happened. So, oh man, 10 more. Holy crap, you needed intervention. Yeah, there's a lot of I said arcade projects. There's a lot of different things. I only have 10 caps total. Keep. Great for mother-in-law gift, dude. This is a sell. Sell gambling addiction away from your family. Leave it as history. Very cool. You love Vegas. This is a sell. B needs a good diverse attorney and a fire sale. Lots of projects, too many by your standards. There's a lot. So again, part of this conversation is I'm using this as a time to confess all my stuff. And she's a good sport. She's actually like hanging in there. She hasn't seen all the stuff that you've seen, you've known about, right? Okay, so we're getting into some of the hidden things that aren't as big visible, but are actually still projects. All right, so I have a Tron cab here that is completely unfinished yet. It's skinned like a Tron cab. This was a Gen 1, I believe, Asteroids cab that I reskinned into a Tron. I have the DIY retro panel. I have Glenn's kit that I bought from his Kickstarter campaign. And right now I have a 20-inch monitor that's put in there and a lit screen from Angel. And so this is like, again, another project that I just haven't wired everything up, put it in. I was just playing with the random button layout too. I'm not really sold on that button layout. With those buttons, I just had extra ones and was just playing around with stuff. So I might put Eclipse buttons in there. But finishing up this Tron cab, it's been on my low priority list because I want to get the real Tron cab from Arcade1Up or make this. But I think this is already a sell for me. But I don't want to put the time into it if I'm gonna like get rid of it eventually. So this is for me a get rid of. But I wanted a Tron cab from the get-go. This is one of my first projects I bought stuff for to really get going. So you're sort of digging Shooks Casino. Seems unique. Keep it below priority. This is a low. A Tron. What was this? A Tron cab with Star Wars yoke? What? Yeah, I have a PC inside, and right now I just needed to test a Glenn's yoke with something. So I have the Tron skin cab, but right now it's hooked up to a Star Wars yoke because I like putting yokes on everything. Polio says sell. Says finish that bad boy, make a killer video, man. That is rounding third base at this point. Yeah, it's almost done. It's pretty much done. You would rather actually finish that Tron. It's worth seeing how you had done so much into it already. Sell because you're getting the Arcade1Up one. I think this is a low priority and sell probably, but I have to finish it. Sell and buy a real cabinet. Ooh, real cabinets would be hard. Okay. So we might only have time just to get through the list because I have a lot of stuff to go through. All right, here's our next one. So this is a Street Fighter 2 that I modded. It was my very first Arcade1Up. So this has some sentimental value because it was my literal first Arcade1Up that I ever purchased. I did a lot of random things to the control panel when I first got it on how to add a Raspberry Pi into it. I put it in Sandwall and hap joysticks, and then I repurposed it and then had Bobby Vu help me put a 19-inch touchscreen monitor, this LED or LCD marquee, and I have a PC inside running a Hyperspin drive from my boy Kwok Lee. And the last thing I need to do is actually get Kwok to come in and help TeamViewer into my PC and set it up. It has Cammy side art and Ryu side art on the other side. It looks fantastic. It's a Street Fighter 2, but it's not. It's a Hyperspin multicade, but it's not going to be online play. I have Big Blue coming, so this was on my sell list, but I have a hard time letting this one go because it was literally my first project I ever put together. I have some sentimental value to it, but what do you guys think about the Street Fighter 2? Ricky, is this something that you want? Ricky, is this something that would be on your list of things that you might want from a multicade? Let me know. You might want to show this to the kitty kaboom. This says sell. Don't let your sentimental value decide for you. Big Blue is coming, so you don't need it. Ricky says keep it. Sell. Dude, switch that thing to have online Big Blue PCB. This could be seriously amazing at an event where people get to watch and play. Sell it to a good home and we'll use it properly for events. That's true. I mean, I could re-gut out the but the other thing is like the monitor is already a touch screen, so it's optimized to actually do more than just play games on a PCB. And it has I could run Hyper Marquee where it has an LCD screen on the top where it's doing the marquee. So you would sell that for SF Cab, give it to George. His birthday is coming. Put in a PS3 and play MBC2. I do have MBC2 on my PS3. That's one of the things that I've not been able to do yet is play more MBC2. So that's my Street Fighter 2 cab. Okay. So yeah, that's the inside guts. That's the PC. I just need to wire it into some encoders and then get that plugged in and working. So it's almost done. I just need to finish it up. All right, here's another project. My gun collection, my gun cab. So I have these real Namco shooter guns and paddles and a PC already built around a big giant TV. What I haven't shown you yet is I already have a shooter cab in the works at Bobby Vu's house. So Bobby has already been building the Game Room Solutions cab for me because he wanted to replicate it and build it. And I was going to put these guns in it, and it's going to be skinned as a point blank cab. So I already have the cab. I just need to get the artwork from the best artwork guy out there, Encore Martinez, slap it on, put these on, put some pedals on, and I will have a badass shooter cab. Yes.
Can't believe another one. Oh, Bobby has one.
Bobby has it at my house. So yeah. This is like Captain's Auctions Warehouse at the Kong's house. With Sailor Moon Market. Time Crisis, right? These are real Time Crisis guns and pedals. B, you have a problem. Let's face it, but we all have a problem. I'm not disagreeing with you, Mike. Bidding starts at $50. This is not an auction, Rainwater Games. This is you guys are supposed to help me, right? So you guys are seeing all my projects. This is a high. Sell the Lethal Enforcers and do this gun project. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? When I love the real arcade hardware, but I've always been a modder and I like emulation. Those guns are neat for sure. That's a top priority to finish and a justification for getting rid of the Lethal Enforcers cab. Yeah, because I can play Lethal Enforcers using this and the pedals and things. Definitely. That shooter project seems like you should keep going. I agree, but I definitely have some other things to get going. I got to make space first for it, but I have the shooter cab and I've always wanted a point blank cab. And I have guns that can run it. So the only thing about running emulation for light guns too is even on the point blank, it's not as accurate as it would be the real cab. So I mean, there's nothing that replaces real light gun hardware, but that's something that I can work on. The other idea I had, by the way, because I was flip-flopping besides doing a GRS, the cabinet, and having these guns in it, was making potentially a pedestal that's portable and adding these guns in addition to it. So I have these aliens rail guns that I also was going to mount onto a pedestal. And it's like, maybe I won't do the point blank clad. Maybe I'll make a pedestal and put these there and then the light guns next to it. And then I'll have a shooter pedestal that I can use on a big screen TV. So I've actually been flip-flopping on my shooter cab if I want to stick with I think it's a 24-inch monitor inside of the GRS cab, or if I want to do one of these and do a pedestal on a big thing. So also RPEG Electronics up. Yeah, RPEG has already modded those guns, so those are there. Finish the Lethal Enforcers Force. Don't worry about this point back project. It's so far from realization. That's true. But what do I do with these arcade shooters? These alien shooters? What should I do with these?
So
I guess I should stop asking Mrs. Kongduras what I should do with everything, because she sees it and she's like, Sal, don't you have fun shooting? Pew 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 pew.
All right, moving on.
She's like, moving on. All right, so these are the arcade aliens guns. Okay, so here is my.
Are you really gonna sell it?
No. 8-Bit Vinyl says I should sell these guns. Sell the aliens guns. Oh,
Why are we not focusing
Wait,
on the fact that
what are your thoughts on the AtGames guns? Will we ever see them? I didn't get the Bit Blasters because honestly, I don't even have an AtGames Legends Ultimate in my arcade. I have the panel for a Legends Ultimate that Bobby gave to me because he was gonna mod his other one. So I don't have a physical Legends arcade besides the pinball in my arcade. So I didn't get them, and I think the technology on those guns are still very similar to aim tracks. So I don't know how well they will work. But you would sell those guns, sell the alien shooter guns to me. You need a shooter cab. All right, so we're jumping into this big boy here. This is the Star Wars Stern pinball machine that I'm not gonna sell. It's a high low. Your wife lit up when she thought you were gonna sell this pinball machine. Why do you want me to sell this pinball machine? It's so awesome. It's amazing.
You hardly play it.
I do.
No.
I play it like every week. I turn it on. It's beautiful. But the real project is this is a Star Wars Stern Pro pinball machine. And I actually already wanted to mod it with extra toys and things to spruce it up. If you see the side rails have these plastic chutes that are pretty plain looking. And the premium version of it added the Millennium Falcon on the left. And I added one, but I took it out because I wanted to do a review on this. But there's space to add more toys and things. And so here's my other list of things that I wanted to add into it. I wanted to add in this Star Destroyer. I wanted to add in this Millennium Falcon that is actually already modded with the LED. I want to add in a Boba Fett, Slave 1, get these other X-Wings and TIE Fighters and things. I want to try to put a lightsaber into the actual launch tube. So this is all cosmetic mods that I have planned for the actual Stern pinball machine that Some people will say blasphemy, don't ruin it, but I'm like, I'm gonna open it up and tinker anyways, and I think it'll look better with these toys. So curious what people think about the Star Wars Stern. This is a high work on it. Star Wars Stern is one of the best things I own. Absolutely. Oh, it's definitely a keeper. It's just a matter of like, what am I gonna do with these mods? It's functional. This is all cosmetic stuff. Mod that B up to the LE level and trick it out. So yeah, limited edition. There's a lot of random mods you can do to it. I have side blade art that I'm gonna put into it. You can add more LED stuff into it. B, that's amazing. Yes, that will be sick, dude. Get that done tonight. When does the bidding start in the Star Wars pinball? Your checkbook is ready. That's cool additions to the pinball. I'd be putting those in today. Not many people will have one of those. The views will be low. Also, Vicky is talking about YouTube. I don't care about YouTube stuff. It's more about the personal look of the and what you can do. I'm a modder at heart. I wanted to make it really cool. And so these are just Star Wars pinball projects that I have. Put on an awesome topper too. That's true. The R2D2 topper is about like 4 or 5 grand. That's like the real one. So I was thinking like, what if I bought like a little R2 unit, like the one of the remote control ones, and then modded it so then I can just have that on top of it. And like you can buy one of those robotic ones for $100, and then I can make my own topper. That'd be awesome, right?
That's so sad. Your son wanted to build one of those, and you're like, nope. But you put it on top of your arcade.
We can build one, and we can cut it in half, and we can put it on top of our arcade. So the cool thing about the toppers is a lot of times they integrate with the circuits. So like if you're playing the game, then R2's head like moves and talks during it. So this one will just move randomly. But who's looking at the topper while you're playing the game anyways? It's more for looks. So that would be up my alley to make a custom topper. That would be a really cool project, making my own custom topper for the Star Wars Pinball project. All right. Here's another project that's sitting right behind me. It's my Arcade1Up Star Wars pinball machine, the very first virtual pinball machine I ever got. And I had fallen in love with it at the time because I didn't know better. I didn't have anything else to compare it to. I love the chrome trim. I love the Mrs. Kongzarus's review in it, getting dressed up as Leia.
Oh, okay, that's why you're petting me so hard right
now. I'm like rubbing her thigh. I'm like, you look fantastic as Leia. But I have I have other sentimental value to it because it was my first mod. I modded it very easily. And so my plans are to continue finishing up and cleaning up the mod inside, because when I did the video on it, I never finished cleaning it up, and then I would eventually sell this because I don't have space for this. So this is
supposed to be a cell.
Yeah, this is a sell R2D2 on the top would call it a day. Sounds like an awesome topper idea. Sell. As long as the mods are reversible, you're down for the mods. Sell to Rainwater Games. Sell. You got the AtGames Legends pin mod. This is a sell for sure. So this is a low priority to finish, but it's an eventual sell because it's taking up space. So that's the Arcade1Up. All right, so we're getting into some nitty gritty stuff that you probably haven't seen yet. This is my toy collection that's to the left of my room. So this isn't an arcade or gaming project, but I've had my room looking like this for a long time. And there's a lot of box stuff that I've purchased that I've not been able to open. I've never even transformed that giant ass Unicron because it takes over an hour to transform. And even if I did, I have no idea where to put it. So one of my big projects is reorganizing my toy room so I can make space for all this new stuff. All that whole bag and all those boxes you see are actual toys. Soul of Chogokin, Voltrons. I have another bunch of Optimus Prime toys I need to open up and make space for. My first passion, if you couldn't tell, is toys, and I feel like I've been neglecting them the last year and a half, honestly. I used to be so into my toys and transforming them and displaying them, and ever since arcades took over my life, this is one of those areas that unfortunately has been on my low list to do. But imagine Ian sees that Unicron. Ricky says, sell all that stuff. Jeff and I can do a road trip with the U-Haul to pick up all this stuff from B's house. Buy a bigger house. Ricky says I'm trying to figure out what to do with the toys, not buy more stuff, Ricky.
You don't need hot toys.
Yeah. And Ricky, by the way, is really into 3D printing. What is it? Clone Trooper. So if you are into Clone Troopers and stuff, definitely get with Ricky. He's doing some amazing 3D printing stuff. You have to ask, where do the kids sleep? We have extra bedrooms that are actually for them. There's confined spaces. The Unicron, sell to Rainwater. Everybody says sell it to Rainwater Games. John, what's going on? You don't transform Unicron. Unicron transforms you. He did. It was life-changing to see it and hold it. And man, I could even work out. I haven't worked out in a long time. That thing is heavy. You can turn that into a medicine ball and do workout routines with Unicron. Oh, that would be a sick video, right? Workout routines with Mrs. Kongzarus doing stuff with the Unicron as a medicine ball.
Throwing it off the stairwell.
Oh yeah, I think we could. think we could totally like get some YouTube views if we get Mrs. Kong's or us working out with toys. Yeah, that would be fun. But think about it. Get rid of all the toys if you get more pinball machines. G.I. Joe, Sky Striker, Comcat. Yes, my kids play with all that stuff now. Unicron is awesome. Sell it to you. Suspend all the flying vehicles from the ceilings in flight poses so that they're way up and off the floor.
We thought about that, yeah.
I actually even thought about hanging the Unicron, like suspending that with fishing wire and try to get it really. It's really heavy though. That would worry me. But I wanted to have a floating Unicron in that corner right there to make space for it and leave it because I really like it in this mode. Even though the robot mode would look fantastic, I really like the planet mode of the Unicron. Must admit that G.I. Joe Tom is really pretty awesome. It is. I had this the Jetfire version of it too. That was a Comic-Con exclusive. The VF1J. Oh yeah. Oh, I have a VF1D. That's a cosplay outfit, by the way. That's a VF1D that I put my son in when he was 4 years old. When's the garage sale? You just woke up from fainting after seeing the Unicron. Good morning. Hope you're doing good. Good morning, Alfred. Make it so. You don't have any Funkos? I don't. I'm not really into Funko Pops. I have
a few.
Yeah, we have a handful of them, but that was one of the things that I never wanted to get. Do you like Funko Pops? Yeah, I know they got really collectible. They're like this generation's Beanie Babies, right?
It's crazy.
And everybody has them.
Yeah, Comic-Con, like how insane it was just getting to the Funko line and getting like.
Yeah, I have two that I'm looking at right now. I have a Woody and Buzz that I bought a really long time ago, and then I have a couple downstairs that people gifted to us because we never really wanted to get them. Because I felt like it was a gateway. If I bought one, I would have wanted to get them all. So that was one of the things I intentionally never said I would collect Funko Pops. Wife thinks you're the best husband in the world now after seeing how much stuff you hoard. You're not wrong. Suspended with steel wire. Oh, steel wire is good. More stable than fishing wire. That's a great point, John. Thank you. All right. So I like that X-Wing too. Thank you for Greg Zaker who bought that for me. Like your Empire stream was entertaining. Yeah. Okay. You need a voice function to Unicron. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't have voice function, but that's a $600 toy. I don't know if I'd mod it, but I just need to do stuff. Love everything, but really love the Robotech stuff. Thank you. Appreciate that. Funko addiction is real. You hate Pops, but your thing is the NECA action figures. I like NECA toys for sure. Good morning, EPT Cyclone. I do have Voltron. I have Voltron collection up there. And I have the vehicle Voltron that's sitting on the floor right here that you can't see. All right, so let's move on to the next thing. I think this is probably a high. I need to get my space back. I need to do something with my toys. And I might have to sell some of my toys too, because all my toys I buy with the intention of displaying, and I'm out of space for my toys. All right, so here's a little mini project. I have a Raspberry Pi 4 that I was going to put into something. This is a really low for me. I'm just going to hold on to it for a project, but I have a Pi 4. All right, here's another project I want to talk about. This is
Oh, you're bringing it back.
Yeah, no, this is a PS3 fight stick that only worked with the PS3 at the time, and this is a Mad Catz, and this has soundwall buttons and a joystick. It was my first real kind of fight stick, and I wanted to use it with my PC, so I gutted the actual guts of it and put in a generic USB encoder, which works okay, but it kind of blows, and I can't use it with other stuff. I can't use it with the PS3 anymore. So I just bought a Brooks Universal Fighting Board, which was $100, I think $90. And at the time, I was like, oh, Brooks Universal is so expensive when I was really cheap. I was just going to put a $10 encoder to it. So this is a quick project that's going to make this fight stick universal for me for use with everything. So this is on my to-do list as well. Pretty simple thing to do. All right. So you would get rid of the control panel. You should do an update on your Macross cap so you have your son cosplay as VF1D. And I do have Mrs. Kong's Midnight cosplay. Yeah, she likes doing that for sure. Very cool. Kong, you need your own studio space where all this stuff can be properly displayed, have it set up and featured. Your collection is next level, dude. You can have a Kong cave trademark. I've never really done much content on my toy room display, and part of the reason is because I have so much crap on the floor. If I cleaned up the actual space on the floor, I would do a video on my tour because I have a lot of stuff beyond just what you guys saw in that picture as well. All right, Funko headquarters is where you're at in Washington. Okay, you should do updates. Oh, yeah, I already got that. Do it. This is a low. This is a sell. Get rid of that control panel. Yeah, this is a low project, but I think this would be good for me to complete so I can have that universal board and play Street Fighter 5 and all those good stuff on my PC. All right, so here's another low-hanging fruit project too. I have some HOTAS sticks that are broken and was going to fix them and rewire them up. So this is another project that I have. To save time, I'm just going to say this is probably low priority or probably going to sell. And I have some old artwork too that's been sitting around that I need to get to applying to something or sell it as well. So I probably need to just do a cleanup sell of all the project stuff. I have a lot of random parts when I'm doing my Star Wars mod kits that I need to get to. So these are Star Wars mod kits that I've been putting together the last couple of nights, and I have a bunch of these that I want to get prepped and ready for anybody that wants them. So this is a high priority for me because there's people that are putting on these on order. And then lastly, I know somebody was mentioning, I have a brand new way that I'm working on to mod the Arcade1Up's Outrun cabinet so I can get the wheel pedals wired into these this cable here. So this cable has 6 wires inside of it that I can wire up the pots for the pedals to go in here just to make it a little bit cleaner. So I've been working on a panel for somebody to ship me. So I'm re-envisioning Outrun as a mod that I can easily offer to folks and do a brand new tutorial potentially, or maybe not a new tutorial because my tutorial still works, but maybe offering Outrun modding services, because that's the number one thing people always ask me is like, can you help me mod my Outrun? And part of it is that it's not a very clean mod from the original tutorial that I did. So I'm working on a new Outrun mod. High priority because the Star Wars mod kits, since the buyers you have where good point. Outrun Racecade. Majin Ian wants it. Arcade garage sale at B's house next week. Holy high tech flight stick Batman. That's right. You would keep the MVC stick. Okay, good. All right. So now that you've seen all these projects, Mrs. Kong's any thoughts? Oh, I didn't sell it. Sorry, this is the last one. This is the original Star Wars pinball Arcade1Up Star Wars pinball that I gutted, right? And I also have this 24-inch. I was gonna make a tabletop similar to what Doug Cooltoy did and putting his Arcade1Up parts into another little side project, a tabletop. This is something that I got from Bobby that I was just gonna stick the old Arcade1Up hardware into it. But all right, that's it. That's everything. We've been talking for over an hour. What's up, Bobby? Sell. We're talking about buy low sells. Outrun mods are a great idea. People who own cabs will be excited to have more games. I agree. Happy Bobby. Happy Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Happy Sunday. Sell. Polos, I think 90% of the things that I mentioned, Polo said to sell. But, I had another section of this that I was going to prioritize, but I think this was actually good community feedback to hear how everybody thinks.
Sell everything.
Is that your final word?
Yeah, and it seems like Rainwater wants everything too.
I know Rainwater wants to come pick up everything. It seems like, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Part of the community feedback is interesting to hear what people would like to see, but then there's the feasibility side of it. What's important to the community versus me, and then what's the feasibility of everything too. So I probably will go through. I had a little exercise that I'll just maybe screen share so you guys can see what my next plans are for doing this. Is I'm going to do this next. All right. So after all the feedback that you had, I'm going to now go into this chart here. I have a Kong's project list, and I was going to add all my projects onto little sticky notes, and then something like virtual on. So we type in virtual on, and then this would be let's see, Star Wars Pro Pinball. And then afterwards, I was going to look on the right-hand side and use my little chart here to say what is important here on a high to low scale, and what's the feasibility? What's the level of effort? Is it highly feasible, which means it's easy to do? Is it low feasible, which would be hard to do? And then I can actually mount everything. So I'm gonna go back and do this, and maybe I'll share it out with the thing. So Star Wars Pro Pinball, I think it's low importance, but it's actually like highly feasible. So it would be kind of like in this, are like medium importance, but more feasible. So it's kind of in this mid-range area here. For something like virtual on, that would be sorry, I'm gonna like move over here. This would be a really low feasibility because it's so hard to do, but I think it would be awesome when it's completed. So it'd be high importance for me, but it's really hard to do because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So this is what I'm going to be doing afterwards to prioritize my list. But we've already been talking for more than an hour, but I just wanted to give everybody some plans on what's been happening. So any final thoughts on today's show?
Interesting.
Mrs. Kong's Us, Marie Congo versus Mrs. Congo's cosplay battle. Do you know who Marie Congo is?
No, I don't. That's why I said it's interesting.
We'll have to look that up. Cosplay battle? Do you like cosplaying?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. I think you have more fun cosplaying. Like ever since the children have gotten a little bit older, he's been with our Comic-Con days. He wanted to go not just to get the collection, but mostly like to cosplay.
Yeah, for sure. I do like family cosplay. That was one of my big things too before we got into it. To Die For says, whenever you're getting a divorce, you know where to find you, where you can get all the stuff. Mrs. Kong looks overwhelmed with your own stuff. You can never go wrong with racing games overall. All right, so Rainwater Games has an. Oh, I love this. Make a project list for your projects. That's exactly what I need to do. That's why I wanted to do this show. Charting out your addiction, definitely next level. Loves it. Get Marie Kondo to come through. Oh, are you talking about what is it? KonMari, right?
Yeah, KonMari. Not that KonMari is a game. It's a Marie Kondo method. So like
Yeah.
cleaning up. What brings you joy? Don't bring you joy.
Yeah. What sparks joy? Yeah, I had to hold something and say I should Marie Kondo everything. All right, Rainwater Games says final priority: Star Wars mod kits, Star Wars pinball upgrade, Lethal Enforcer cab, clean Arcade1Ups in the loft, clean up toys, Hyperspin virtual pinball, Shuki slots, and sell the rest. Wow, that's a really thoughtful list right there. Thanks, Rainwater Games. That's a pretty decent list for folks that weren't watching. That's a pretty good one. I might take that up and be somewhat close to that. You need to add a sticky to that list. Getting stomped at NBC by Rev High with a high importance and high visibility. Rev, you need to put me into training. So definitely check out Rev on Friday nights. Put your quarters on the glass. He's been doing some awesome live streaming content for Marvel vs. Capcom. And I've been having a blast watching the grudge matches. So Kuma, thanks for all the calls and the play matches that you did for me. I watched it. I had a blast. I always love listening to your commentary, and I can't wait to get you on 2 matches that we need to see. We need to make this happen. I'm lobbying right now. We need to see Michael B versus P-Dubs in a Marvel versus Capcom match called by Akuma Rev. And now there's this big Zohar versus John D grudge that's happening where Zohar is calling John D out, making these diss tracks, which is really funny. I wonder if we can share that with Mrs. Kong's Rust so she can see this. I want to actually, if you have time, I want you to watch something and get Mrs. Kong's Rust's reaction to it. All right, so we're gonna pull it up right now. It's somebody named Console Fanboy, who is Zohar. Do you know who Zohar is, right? Yeah, so Zohar actually has some musical chops, and he's been doing some content to show his love for John D. And he wrote a song called "You Suck at Street Fighter," and it's dedicated to John D. And it's pretty funny. So I'm gonna share it right now on my screen. If you guys haven't seen it, let's check it out. So we're gonna share audio. We're gonna share this right now. All right, so here is the John D. Driss track from it's like so totally 90s R&B. So like when he did this, I was like, oh, this is something that I would have listened to. And this is actually Zohar singing. So for complaining as he was, and I've always been I was always annoyed how Zohar would flip-flop back and forth, but mad props for putting together this actual song. I'll just listen to the chorus. All right, so definitely check out Console Fanboys. The rest of check it out if you haven't seen it. It's actually pretty darn funny. So I hope you guys liked it. B, can you show Console Form with Natalie's song? You can check it out on his own channel, but I thought it was funny. But Akuma Rev, we got to get the John D Zohar match live. I know he wants to do it as part of his review channel, but I think that would be hilarious. And I love how John D is finally back talking to the community. I know he's been out of the communications world for the last several months, but because of this, because of small things, he's finally replying to people talking about Big Blue. He's talking to Zohar. So I think this would be a wonderful return to the Arcade1Up community to have him come back. So I thought that was funny. So Kuma says his schedule is open for those matches. Just let me know. Who doesn't know who Zohar is? Everyone needs a Zohar. You have to check that out. That's funny as hell. It's pretty good. Definitely check him out. And again, everybody have an awesome day. We appreciate you coming on to the show, hanging out with us this morning. If you like the video, I'll do my little plug. Consider subscribing, do all that good stuff. I hate saying that actually doing any of my videos. So, but
That's fine. I'll do it for you.
Well,
If you like our video, hit the like button. Consider subscribing.
yeah, I really hate saying that. I really do. So I never really do. But share the video, do all that good stuff. But I don't even have a good exit tagline. I've been trying to say take it to the next level. Is that a good exit line?
Sure.
So we'll say it together. We'll see you on the next level, and then we'll end the show.
No, you said we'll take it to the next level.
No, see. Oh yeah, we'll take it to the next level. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thanks for watching and taking it to
we'll take it to the next level. I thought that's what we're saying.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So
forget it. End it. We're done.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.